Hey everyone, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. Today we're going to be working on a project for a little boy in our community. He has been ill, and so we are putting together a silent auction for some things for him. And so I thought that I would donate a couple of different items that I already have and then maybe make a couple of things as well. And so I have this candle holder mold that I just got. I haven't even used it yet, so I'm not even exactly sure how it turns out or anything like that. So we'll figure that out together. But I thought we would make that today, and I thought we would make that out of ResinCrete because I want them to be able to use an actual flame, and I don't want to have to worry about any type of fires. So I'm gonna make it out of ResinCrete. And then I think for the finish, I want to try a new technique that I found that I kind of like. So I want to give that a try too. So we'll do a little bit of candle making and a little bit of experimentation. So let's get started. I did pre-measure this mold, and let's hope I did it right, that it takes about 400 grams of ResinCrete. So if it's 400 grams of ResinCrete, which by the way, I know I've talked about this a million times and I will not talk about it again, but I do love ResinCrete. If you guys are looking for information on any of the eco resins, check out the video that I am linking here, and you guys can go and watch a little bit more information about ResinCrete, how to mix it, and just me generally blathering on about how amazing it is. But ResinCrete is a 10-3, so that basically means if we need 400 grams of powder, that we need 120 grams of water. So yes, I did do that fancy math off screen, and actually that's a big lie, I didn't. If you go to the J Diction website, you can find a ResinCrete calculator. And so basically you just measure your mold with water, and then as soon as you know how much volume is in the mold, you just put that number in, and it will tell you exactly how much powder you need and how much water you need. It's kind of amazing. So the only thing I will say with that is they give you exact measurements. So I would pad it a little bit because of course you're gonna get some on the sides of your bowls. It's gonna be a little bit in the bottom. So I would give yourself a little bit extra. So I might actually do 410. Yeah, I think I'll do 410. That'll be, what is that? 123 grams of water, just to be on the safe side. So let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna measure out our ResinCrete, and I will fast forward you guys through this since you've seen me do it about 1,000 times. Okay, so I'm gonna use some of the J Diction ResinCrete pigment in black. They have a really small line of, I think it's about 10 colors. They're beautiful, they do a great job. I mean, they're absolutely lovely, but it's not a very comprehensive line. So if you're looking for different colors and things like that, Homeware Design Co. has some beautiful colors, and you can use those with all of kind of the eco resins. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pour this in. And once I pour it in, just, I don't know, maybe about halfway or so, I'm just going to give it a good little tap and a squish around the bottom. I don't like to disrupt it too much because I don't want to take a chance that it really messes up our marbling, because I think that looks really pretty right now. But I also don't want to have any giant craters in there either. So, okay, so let's just fill this up. This mold, I'm really hopeful. It was beautiful online, so I'm hopeful that it will turn out really pretty. Oh, and look at those measurements. Those measurements were like spot on. And remember, with ResinCrete, you don't really want to dome it. So I'm just gonna take it up to the top, which I think is about here. Although this does seem like it's a little bit out of shape, which I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about that, but I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, I mean, that's really it. It's at the top, maybe just a little tiny bit more. Don't want to dome it because I don't want to have to trim it. Yeah, and I think that's it. So let's give it half an hour and we'll see what it turns out like. All right, I'll see you guys in a minute. Hey everyone, and welcome back. It's been about an hour, I guess. I got caught up in another project that turned me a little blue. So pigment paste, gosh, sometimes I think it's the enemy. Okay, so this is still just the tiniest bit warm, but not bad. So I think we're good to go ahead and demold this. So let's see how this turned out. I'm not sure how this is going to demold either. It is, it's a big mold. It's a very big mold. Oh, some of my pigment must not have been very well mixed. That is unfortunate. Huh. Okay. Huh. All right. Okay, so you know what? This turned out really pretty. Gosh, this turned out beautiful. I mean, this doesn't even feel like ResinCrete. It feels like marble, honestly. It's crazy. And it's unique and it's beautiful. I think I'm in love. This may be my new favorite mold. Oh my gosh, the feel is incredible. Okay, so I was originally going to try a new technique on this, but I think I'm not going to actually, because I love the finish of it. I just love the finish. So I think I'm just gonna leave it like this actually. And then we'll try the new technique on something else because I don't think that this needs it. I just don't think it does. Okay, so let's let this dry for a couple of days. We'll come back, we'll seal it, and then I think we're gonna call it good because this is just absolutely incredible. Not one bubble, just stunning. And I don't even mind where the pigment kind of didn't mix in right. It just lends to the uniqueness. All right, friends, I'll see you, I'll see you in 24 hours and we'll seal this. Hey everybody, and welcome back. It's been about 2 days. Yeah, about 2 days. This is dry and it's still, I have no words. I love this. And I don't normally say that, right? Like I'm normally the first to say, this is wrong or that's wrong, or, you know, oh, I would do this differently or I would do that differently. But you know what? I am truly in love with this piece. So what I want to do is I just want to seal it, and you can use so many different sealers. It's totally up to you, whatever makes you happy. You can use a spray sealer, you can use the paint on type of sealant, but I really like wax for a lot of different reasons. But one, it smells amazing. Like this stuff. So this is Clark's Stone and Concrete wax. And I know you can't smell this, but I wish you could, because that's pretty amazing. So I know that no matter how close I get this to the camera, you guys still can't smell it, but it smells so good. It smells like oranges and lemon and just this beautiful citrus smell. And so I love it just for that alone, but it also gives a really nice finish to the piece. So all you need to do is, you can do it a couple of different ways. Some people like to apply it with a sponge. And so I have these sponges. I don't use the sponge very often. You certainly can, but it's not really my favorite mode of sealing. I prefer just a microfiber cloth. I just bought a stack of these on, I don't know, Temu, I think, and they were super inexpensive. So I just bought a stack of these, and then I can use them to seal my ResinCrete projects. So I do keep my wax in my studio, and it's pretty chilly in here today. So it's about 62 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's pretty chilly. And so if your wax is really hard and difficult to use, just hit it with your heat gun for 5-10 seconds, something like that, and just soften it up a little bit. And it makes it a whole lot easier to use. So I'm just gonna take a little bit. I'm just gonna rub my cloth in here and just pick up some wax on it. And then I'm just gonna go all around. I'm just gonna start on the inside and just give it like a really good coat of the wax. and I'm just gonna put it everywhere on the inside, every little piece, every little corner. Well, I guess there's no corners because it's round, but you know what I mean. Every little spot. So you just want to make sure that you're really putting it on. I put on a pretty, not thick, but a substantial, you know, a good amount, just to make sure that it's really good and covered. And then I'm going to go behind that and I'm going to buff it out. So first I just want to get a good coat on here. Make sure every place is covered. And that includes the bottom. Don't forget your bottoms. And I usually do 2, maybe 3 coats of this. And then you can also do it every so often just to give it a touch up and just shine it. I don't know, like every 4 months, 6 months, whatever kind of makes you happy. But it also helps to just preserve the finish and make sure that it lasts. Thanks so much for taking some time to spend with me, and come back in the next couple of days for another ResinCrete project as part of the silent auction.